friends, welcome to this week's Kids Church at Home. It's Mother's Day, or Christian Family Sunday as we sometimes call it in the church. A day to lift up and give thanks for the people in our lives who lift us up, who help us through our journey, and who help us to become better people as we are. So our shout out today goes to some wonderful moms who watch these videos. That would be to Susan and to Vesna and to Elaine and to my own mom, to Marion. Shout out to all of you. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this. Well, our story today is going to look at some friends who do some extraordinary stuff to help another friend out. And the question we want to ask is, who are the people in your life who go to extraordinary lengths to help you out? And what are the things that you might do to help out your friends in extraordinary ways? So let's start off with our story. For our story today, we are going back to the scriptures, to a story that is told about Jesus and his time traveling and healing. This particular story comes from the book of Luke. And let's listen to the story of the friends in this. Jesus met many people as he was traveling from place to place, and on the road he was known to be a healer. So one day when he was in town, 4 townspeople who had a friend who was paralyzed decided they should bring their friend to see Jesus so he might be healed. They loaded their friend up on a stretcher and they carried him over to the house, but it was so crowded they couldn't get their friend through the door. "What should we do now? Maybe we should just give up and go home." "No," said one of the friends, "I have an idea. Let's take our friend up to the roof where we can cut a hole and lower him in." They all agreed, and so they climbed up on the house and cut a hole in the roof. Using rope, they slowly and gently lowered their friend into the room where Jesus was teaching. All of the people in the room were surprised to see a man being lowered from the roof, except for Jesus. He knew the man was in need. So Jesus did an unusual thing. Jesus said to the man, "Friend, you are forgiven." Well, the people in the room were confused and angry. They thought nobody could forgive except God. "Don't be angry," Jesus said. "I'm God's son, and God gives me the power to forgive." Still, the people were confused and surprised. They didn't know if Jesus was telling the truth. "I am telling the truth," Jesus said, and he turned to the man and said, "Friend, stand up. You are healed." The man stood up. He was indeed healed, and now the people were amazed. The healed man thanked Jesus and carried his stretcher home with his 4 friends. Well, the people praised God that very day. They knew from there that if they or their friends ever had a need, Jesus would be there to heal them, to forgive them, and to love them. Well, I wonder what part of that story really stands out for you. Do you relate to any of those characters? I wonder, do you have any friends who would carry you on a stretcher and lower you through a roof just to get you the help that you needed? Maybe you don't need to be carried on a stretcher or lowered through a roof, but are there other things that you have, people in your life who do amazing things to help you when you're feeling sad, or to help you struggle with school stuff, or to help you solve problems with other friends, or to help you not feel alone? Who are the people in your life who might be what we could call stretcher bearers, those people who carry you and will help you when you need them? And I wonder, are you ever that friend who's helping to carry the stretcher? Are you ever that friend who says, "It's not too crowded, we shouldn't go home, we can do something else, let's help in another way"? I really like the characters of the friends in this story. As much as Jesus healed the person who was paralyzed, it's the friends who got that person there, who got that person ready and prepared and in place to be healed and to be taken care of by Jesus. Those friends are amazing. And so I want us to remember those friends and to think about who are the people in our life who get us to the place where we can find a solution to our problem. And how are the ways that we can get others there and walk with others and help them make sure that they get the help that they need. Well, for our craft today, we want to make a special card that we can give either to our mums, if that is something that would be important to do today, or to somebody else in your life who helps you to be a better person and who helps you to get to where you need to be and who helps to carry your stretcher. So this is going to be a thank you card, and it's going to be a spring card, and it's going to help us to really think about what makes us so grateful for this person in our life. So for this, there are kits that were available at the church and are probably still in our takeout bin. If you want to stop by and get a kit and have all the pieces of paper cut out for you, you can do that. If you're not able to get to our takeout bin, here are the supplies you need. We need some paper. We need lots of different size paper. And maybe if you have different color paper, that would be great. But if you don't have different color paper, then you can cut out white paper and color it, and then it will be very unique. So here are all the pieces of paper that you will need for this craft. We're going to need one piece of white paper. This is cut in half and then folded in half. I want to fold it this way, so my card is going to open this way. You can also just have a flat card. It doesn't need to open, but this one I'm going to make so that it opens, and also so I can stand it up on a surface like this. And then my flower is going to be in this direction. So that's the first part. The second piece of paper is a blue piece of paper. This is 10 centimeters by 13 centimeters, roughly. It doesn't need to be exact. It's a little bit smaller than the white piece. This is going to be my background. So I have chosen blue. You can choose any color for your background. The next pieces of paper we need are some green pieces of paper. Again, if you don't have green, you can cut it out of white and color it. I have one piece that is about 1 centimeter wide and about 6 centimeters tall, 6 or 7. I have two more rectangles here. These are about 4.5 centimeters by about 8 centimeters. And again, they don't have to be exact, but we need 2 of those. And now we need some pink or purple or light blue, or I don't know, you can choose. This is going to be the flower part. So I've chosen pink for my flower. I wonder what color you might choose for your flower. We need one rectangle. This ought to be a rectangle. It's about 5 centimeters maybe wide, and it's about 8 or 9 centimeters tall. I've already cut it and I don't have an extra one, so you can see the shape that we're going to cut it into later, but you can just start with a rectangle and I'll show you how to get it to be round like this. And then the last part we need a bunch of strips of the same color. See, it's the same color. And this is maybe about 1 centimeter and about 8 centimeters. And I have 5, 6, maybe 7 of these. You can make as many as you can fit onto your flower. So we're going to roll them up and fit them on. So we don't need a lot, but we probably want more than 3. Okay, those are all the pieces of paper that we have. You've got your kit together. You've either colored paper or you've found colored paper. You've cut it into pieces or it's already pre-cut. Let's now use all those pieces of paper to create a special card for our special someone. So we're also going to need some tape and some glue for our craft. I forgot to mention that. But here I have all of our pieces gathered together. I have my 2 green rectangles, my big pink, what used to be a rectangle, my strips, my background, my card, and my stem. And my first task that I want to think about, first of all, is who am I going to give this card to? And second, I want to come up with 3 or 4 things that I'm really thankful for about that person, or that I really admire about that person. So I'm going to come up with some things. Let's see. The first thing, I really think their smile is special. So I'm going to write smile. And I like their hugs. So I'm going to put hugs. That's something else I'm thankful for from this person. And I'm going to add the word advice. So I'm thankful for the advice I get from this person. One more thing, I'm thankful for the laughter I share. Laughter. I'm thankful for their time, that they give me time and we can spend time together. Well, there's 5 things that I'm thankful for about this person, and I wonder what are the things you might come up with that you are thankful for. Okay, now that you have come up with your ideas and written them down, let's get ready to put this card together. So the first thing we need is to grab our background. Let's move these to the side. I'm going to grab our background. I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to put some glue on the card. And then I'm going to take my large rectangle and I'm going to glue that on. I'm going to try and get it right in the middle. There we go. So we get a nice colorful background. With the blue, it almost makes it look like the sky, but I wonder what color you might use as your background. The next thing we're going to add is our stem. We'll put some glue on the back of the stem. And I'm going to try and get the stem in the middle on the bottom. And try and line up the bottom of the stem with the bottom of that color. Remembering this is how the card opens. And then I'm going to try and stick that on as straight as I can. There we go. There is our stem. And now we're going to cut out our oval. So this, you're going to take your rectangle, you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again. And then you're going to use your scissors and you're going to cut off the corner to round that corner. And then when you open it up, you'll have an oval like this. And I'm going to put some glue on the back of that. And I'm going to add this up here to the top of my stem. And I'm going to push that down and squish. And it's okay that it has fold marks because when we put the petals on, you won't notice so much. So there, it's beginning to come together. Okay, the next thing we need to do are our leaves. So I have one cut out here, but I'll show you how I cut it out with this one. Again, I'm going to take my rectangle. This time I'm going to bend it lengthwise in half like this. And I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut from this corner. I'm going to cut up, around, and down to that corner. And it doesn't have to be perfect. There is one leaf. And I kind of like that there's still a fold in this leaf because that will give a little bit of dimension or of shape to our flower. I'm going to bend it a little bit more so it can go like that. So let's do that with the other one. Here's my second leaf and I'm going to bend it about a little bit, give it some shape. And now I'm going to add some glue and I'm going to add my leaves. There we go. I have my 2 leaves. I'm trying to make sure they don't go over the white part of the card, especially at the bottom, but it's okay if they go beyond the blue. They're pretty big leaves. Okay, we're almost ready. Now we're going to add our petals. So remember those pieces of paper that you put the special things you're thankful for on? You can use tape for this, or you can use glue. What we're going to do is we're going to roll that piece of paper like that. And then we're going to glue those on like so. And you can do it with the word on the inside, or you can do it with the words on the outside. I kind of like the look of it with the words on the outside, so that's the way I'm going to do it. And I'm going to use tape to do this instead of the glue because it's a little bit easier, especially when we're doing it with a thicker paper. Sometimes those round pieces of paper, they don't like to glue very well. So I'm just going to use a tape to do this. So there is my first petal. And I'm going to continue to turn my petals in circles, and then I'm going to add them in all different kinds of directions, because in this type of flower, this is a hyacinth. If you go out and look at hyacinths in the springtime, they look like they have little balls, little round things that are in all directions. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm all finished. I've put on all of my words that I'm thankful for. I've tried to keep them within the oval of the original color. And now I have a hyacinth flower, and it's kind of 3D. It pops right out of the card like that. So here is my final finished card. I've allowed the glue to dry a little bit. I have my different little petals all rolled up with special words on them. And my card is ready. And because it's folded this way, I can balance it on a surface like so. So hopefully I can give that to somebody special today to say thank you for all of those wonderful things that they are to me. And I hope that you can give your card to someone special too. And remember what it is about that person that is so special to you. And tell them what makes them special. Every once in a while, it's good for us to hear what it is that makes us special to another person. But I also wonder, while you're writing this about somebody else, what do you think other people might be thankful for about you? What are the things that you think others find special about you or are really important to them about you? Well, I am thankful about those things about you. I'm thankful about all of those things. And I hope that you know you are special to somebody too. And those things about you are really important, and they make somebody else's life better. Well, my friends, as we celebrate the important people in our lives, the people who lift us up and carry us and help us out, may we also know that we are those people to our friends and our family too. And never forget that you have the strength to give a smile, to give a kind word, to laugh, to spend time with, to be a friend to somebody else. And you never know how important that small act is. So let's go into our week with love in our hearts to give and joy in our hearts to share and strength in our hearts to lift others up. See ya.